Sen from Toronto, and we have the panelists here, Neil Thompson in Vancouver, British Columbia, and we have Brian Hendricks, Youth Coordinator in Moose Factory, Moose Cree Nation in Moose Factory.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Hello, this is Neil. Yes.
Okay. Now, this is YEP webinar number 8. The final webinar of this series. The purpose of this webinar was actually to prepare you to build businesses of your own. These webinars were not meant to take you and you can start a business. This was meant and intended so you can follow your bliss, develop your ideas, and then come to the youth coordinator and discuss with him, develop your business plans, and then develop the business and then launch it. This takes time. But these 8 webinars will be recorded and is recorded, and you can have access to it anytime at yep11.com, 24/7, middle of the night. You are all excited, go out there and see it. Now, I'm going to go to yep11.com site to give you an idea as to what is all there. You see, there is a section called webinars. You're looking at it, and each webinar, building vision of your own business. 2, building a business online from scratch. 3, how to develop ideas for products. 4, how to find your niche. 5, how to start your t-shirt business. That's just an example. So you can follow the same thing for any other business, just change the application. The principles will be the same. Then you have number 6, how to run a business on autopilot. That means you can do it no matter where you are, and you can run it autopilot, like planes now fly without the pilot flying it, but he's just watching the panels there. So you'll be watching the panels. I have sat on a plane, and I saw the plane landing without the pilot landing it. I was sitting between the 2 pilots in a chair in Denver, Colorado. This was before 9/11. Now you're not allowed to get there. Now, 7, writing ads that can make money. Now, this is the heart of any business, advertising. Today's business is web, and web means writing. Web means advertising. Web means speaking. There are 3 things that you have to learn to be in business: how to think, how to speak, how to write. And now, because of that, you have to practice. There is no, you can be a hockey player, but you have to practice. Without practice, you can't play hockey, no matter how smart you are. This is week 8, and we'll be finishing this webinar today, and we'll post it up, and you can view it anytime. So you see, you don't have to search around, what am I going to learn? Anything that is you find you're falling short on, you just go click on that and learn or watch it. If you have any questions, this is interactive, fully interactive. You will see at the bottom there is a room for comment. Become a member. When you become a member, after you view it, you will actually have comments there. Leave your comments. We'll get it. We will send it off to your youth coordinator, and youth coordinator will find out what you want to do, and we'll take it from there. Or if you have a question, put in your questions there. We will get back to you as soon as we can. Then, apart from the webinars, you will have learning resources. You will have fast track into import, export, mail order business. Now I'm going to click on that to show you how powerful that resource is. This resource is from, if you look at on your left-hand side, I'm going to take I'm going to take the spotlight here and show you. You see here, introduction, then you have locating your business, naming your business. I'm going to take this out, okay, and the real arrow here. So locating your business, naming your business, structure of your business, financial images of your business. Now, if you want to say naming your business, click on it, and you will see exactly, you'll get to that page. What's in a name? Naming your business. See here? And says naming your business is as important as naming your child. So it goes on explaining how to name your business. Then if you are going to say structure of your business, what kind of business structure should I have? Like sole proprietorship, partnership, incorporated business, is all here. Then if you go to financial image, now you have to have an image of your business. So bank accounts, how to open a bank account, how to get all the financial things done. If you have any difficulties, write your questions. We will give you the answers if we can. Otherwise, we'll try and make it available to you. There's always answers. Then you go into basic administration. Then you go to record keeping for success. Then you have products and trade, the history. Finding a product. In these 8 webinars, it'll take 8 webinars to show you how to find products what you're looking at. So finding a product, you have locating, you don't need to have a dozen of products or dozens of ideas to get started. So over here you have all about finding products. Okay. Now, then you go into let the principles, see, picking products that win. Then you have 4 phases of product evaluation. The 7 principles of product selection. The don'ts of product selection. Let the principles work for you. Evaluation of product. Pricing your product. Pricing using simplified formula. Then you have protecting your products and ideas. Patents, copyrights, and trademarks. Exclusive secret formulas and legal help, how you can get it. Successful marketing of your products. Then you come to chapter 7, marketing your products and ideas. Successful marketing for your products and ideas. And the 4 pillars of there. Then fitting into the distribution chain at low risk. Building a direct sales organization. Direct mail marketing. Easy, effortless, and enjoyable. How to select a mailing list that will work. Timing mailings for best results. Testing a mailing list. Then chapter advertising, the marketing tools. Advertising your path to riches. Case studies reveal the techniques, the CAT-CAN story. So you have a case study how I personally marketed a product called CAT-CAN and sold it internationally. The power of the classified ad. If it's your turn, let's create the marketing tools. So you see chapter 9, giving great customer service, fulfillment services, helpful tools. After-sales service can help you company grow. Then you'll go into chapter 10, fast track into import-export. I'm reading this out to you for a specific reason, so you know everything that you would love to know to start your business is at your fingertips. So much so that you can go 24/7 and you don't have to shift through pages and pages. You can just click 12 steps to importing at a glance. For example, I click there and it'll come out to 1. Write intent letters to suppliers abroad to locate products. Appoint customs brokers. Then explain, and each one is explained later how it is done. 7 principles of product selection. Then we go back to the bottom here. How to import without much money. Export, exclusive right. What's an import-export agent and trade shows. See, you don't have to flip through pages and you don't have to carry a book that'll give you a hernia. So the whole idea is you just click, learn 24/7, anytime during the day, and at no cost to you. And this product, this manual is a proven product. On top of that,
if I could
go
just
ahead, Neil.
interject for a second, this manual is your practical experience of your 30 years in the import-export direct mail marketing business. So it's not padding; it's actually what you do day to day. And those are the comments I've heard over many years when I was when you're going around giving lectures on the direct mail marketing business and import-export.
Yes. Thank you for adding that, Neil. I forgot about it. This is how I built my business and how many people across the world have built business. This manual has been sold in Finland, in England, in Japan, in Indonesia, in Hong Kong, you name it. Right across the United States, 6,000 copies of approximately were sold for $295 US each. Okay, now this is something that you have to remember. That's an approximation, because we know that this is, and this, if you go into that, you will see how simple it is, like 12 steps to importing at a glance. So you don't have to read reams and reams of paper to do that, and they tell you what to do. Now, then you go into the learning resource. We included the finest book in advertising as your resource, called Scientific Advertising. I clicked on that. Scientific Advertising by Claude Hopkins. This book was written in 1923, you have to understand, by Hopkins. Shares the secrets of successful marketing that are just as relevant today as they were almost a century ago. You have to understand, principles of business are eternal. The application changes with time. This book contains 21 chapters of timeless strategies for your advertising and marketing effort. David Ogilvy of Ogilvy Matters is one of the biggest advertising agencies in the world. And David Ogilvy is the master of advertising. He writes, one of the best copywriters of our time once said, nobody at any level should be allowed to have anything to do with advertising until he has read this book 7 times. So click the link to download the PDF. Now you can download this. So you download it, and there you get Scientific Advertising by Claude Hopkins. How advertising laws established, just salesmanship, and so on, so on. You can look that up in your own time. And each chapter is there. So what I suggest, you have all the resources to get started today, now. You don't have to wait around. So let's go, and of course there is a blog, Start Your Own Remote Control Business. If you look at that blog, it's a preparation to build an online remote control business. I wrote that, and this is the audio of it, and the transcription of it is also there. Then you have, I'll have to click this back, yeah. Then you have build your blog in 30 minutes. So go to that site, okay, and build your blog in 30 minutes and be seen and heard around the world. So you really don't have to worry about how you're going to get started. All you have to do right now, basically, is to get excited about living, get excited. Yes, you have the resources. Yes, you can do it. You have in one-stop shop everything that you need. Plus, you got your youth coordinator, and we have a special resource center for the Train the Trainer program. Then you have Yep, I Can. You've got all the support anyone will need to start building a business in today's world. So let's go and begin our webinar for today. I just wanted to make this, show you what it is that you need to do because this is something that you have the facilities, you have the resources, you have the means to do it. Any questions out there?
Well, I just wanted to say that, to realize it's all fully interactive, that every section there's a comment area underneath where they can pose questions or make comments, and so there's always an interaction it will be going on, so they will feel fully involved all the time.
If you have any ideas, just put it in.
Absolutely.
Just put it in. If you feel that you're missing out on something, just say it. You have the privilege of doing that. Good. Brian, any comments?
No, that's a nice feature that I'm sure it's good that if the participants are aware of that, so that
Good.
how to work the system, work the formats so they know that that interactive component is there for them. It's very important. So they know that.
Okay, I'll continue then. Welcome to the YAP webinars number 8. 8 is a beautiful number. 8 horizontally is a symbol of infinity. In webinar 7, we showed you how to develop the greatest power in any business, how to write ads that can make money and knock out the competition. Today's skills is in writing and speaking, and of course that requires thinking. The idea is, remember, you have to practice. That is why I'm bringing this up again. You have to practice learning advertising that sells, the smart way to write copy for advertising and sell to the world without previous experience. The secret of success in any business is that you have to sell. I once met Billy Diamond, who was the chief, one of the leaders of the Cree Nations. And he came to see me in Washkagonish. He brought his book called Chief, and he wrote on it, Mr. Sen, if I haven't sold you something, then we haven't done anything. Something like that, to that comment. I don't have the exact comment. And I was absolute. Remember, Neil?
Yeah, I do. Absolutely. It was something like, if someone doesn't sell anything, nothing happens, or something like that.
Yes. So that is the heart. Selling is business. We are in the business of selling, and not so much as manufacturing, because that is now we outsource most of our manufacturing. Even if you manufacture, if you don't sell, the business goes down the tube. When any business needs sales, needs customers, and customers and sales depends on advertising and promotions. In webinar number 7, we showed a step-by-step method of writing ads using the world's most used system, little-known secrets used by the professionals. Now, go back to that. Listen to that over and over again. Apply it. Believe me, the more you apply it, the more excited you will get. When you can write ads and of course, nothing beats the truth. Today we live in a transparent world. You cannot lie and get away with it. So you can tell the truth. I have this, and there are others who have it too. And remember, I never say we got the best. I say we got one of the best. How do I know I have the best? That'll be a lie. In this webinar 8, we will show you the easy, effortless, and enjoyable way of living is the promise of today's world. Mankind, humankind, has really gone through tremendous uphill climb from the beginning of the agricultural age. Pain brought business. pain developed civilizations and cultures. Our primeval ancestors lived on animals. And when the animals were scarce and the storms and the rains were happening, they starved. So what happened? They developed farming. That's called the word Kultur, the German word called Kultur, culture. The word culture means cultivate. Agrarian society started. Then we farmed, we had rice, we had wheat, we had grains, we had corn, we had meals. So the animals were a supplement to the agricultural world. Then we farmed, we developed cattle, sheep, and that was a struggle. Then how to accomplish that with the typical day in your t-shirt? And what happens is what we did, we have come to the internet age, where I'm sitting right now in the luxury of my office in Toronto and speaking to everyone that wants to listen. I don't have to have a hotel room, and you're looking at my computer screen. I'm giving you a PowerPoint presentation. Now that's the magic, the easy, effortless, and enjoyable way of living. That is the promise of today's world. So today what I'm going to do, I'm going to walk you down how to accomplish this easy, effortless way of build a business, and we'll take t-shirt business as we discussed in webinar number 5. You can go back to that one at a later time, but I'm going to show you what you're going to do, how you can do it. And then today I'm going to show you, to inspire you, how to avoid the stress trap and make a life of abundance and joy. When you know this, you'll become like Neil and me and everything. We don't have to depend on anyone for our income. We depend on ourselves. We want to increase our income, we have to increase our advertising. We will have to just do a little bit of more promotion. And our customers are right across the world. And after this, what we have to show you, after this we have to start thinking about building a business. See, the question people get stressed out is, oh, if I lose my job, or if I have not enough customers. But today, your customers can be across the street or across the continent. It really doesn't matter. A typical day in your t-shirt business, I'm going to quickly skim through it. If I went through a typical day, I was spending a few hours here, and I've just been allocated a few minutes to it. Get up in the morning, turn your computer on, check the orders. That's what I do. I'm not in the t-shirt business, but I have a student who is. Forward the orders to your supplier. The click of a button. You're not going to make it. All the designs have been done by your supplier, by your customer. Ask your supplier to confirm by which date the products will be shipped out to your customer. Send out letters to your customers with the expected date of delivery. And believe you me, it will be automatically sent. You write one letter, and the names will change, and the dates will change if you want to change the dates. You don't have to draft out each letter separately. That is one of the facilities of today. Then check your bank account, that all the deposits have been made and the payments also have been made to your supplier. See, you get paid first. So you take out from that amount that you got paid. Suppose t-shirt cost, a custom t-shirt, special design t-shirt, you're selling it for $20. Now, your supplier is charging you, say, $10. He'll probably charge you a little less because I was looking at the price here. Now, $10. So out of the 20, you take out 10. So you have your profit in your pocket before you even send the money out to your supplier. So you send the money out to your supplier with the address, the forwarding address, and where it has to be delivered. The supplier may be in Vancouver, maybe in Toronto. We have 2 suppliers here looking for it for the t-shirt business, and they will then forward the thing, send you the tracking number if you ask them to send it by UPS, or by post they have a tracking number if you want to send them at a special delivery, and you are done. Send out emails to all your existing customers with new designs and new products if you got any. Sitting at home, this is your, then create a contest. Okay, let's have fun. Create a contest. A contest of what? That they can design a t-shirt, and you search for exclusive art to be printed on t-shirts. I'm going to give you an example. I can't explain to you in details all of it right now, but I'm going to give you a website where you can go and see how these people are doing it in the mainstream. Now, you can do it in your community, in your region, among the Aboriginal world, not only of Canada, worldwide. Why not? Search for exclusive art to be printed on t-shirts. There are lots of artists out there, and they might allow you, and you can give, and they can come for the contest. Put ads in local newspapers and magazines for contests. Say, look, you want to join a contest for making t-shirts, and these are the prices. Get people to promote you. And then also get people and ask them to sell the t-shirts for you, and you give them a commission by giving them the facility to having a one web page. You can make it for them. And that's called an affiliate program, which I showed you with the HostGator part, where they click on your website. There's a cookie left there, and not a real cookie that you eat. And then there's an affiliate program, and you will be taught all that as soon as you go and get the shopping cart. But that will take probably a few more webinars. But it is very simple, down to earth. When you build your business plan, we will assist you in building that as well. You have to have a business plan. Contact fundraising organizations by email with new ideas. Everybody wants to raise funds for their charities, for say, battered. I was working with the Battered Women's Organization, the t-shirts, and say then kids, orphans, anywhere that you have t-shirts, and you provide them with the t-shirt. You make a little money, they make more money, and they sell and raise funds for their organizations. So you can start a fundraising campaign with your t-shirt. Invite artists and writers to send you designs of t-shirts. Get a panel of judges, for example, to make it credible. You could include 3 elders, 2 leaders, EDO, and tribal council manager to judge the winner. So by majority, you choose I'm just giving you an example. I'm not saying that you have to have 3 elders. You could have 1 elder. You could have 5 elders. It is up to you. But I was thinking what I would do. I would get 3 elders, 2 leaders, an EDO. I get them involved. I say, hey, I'm going to have a contest, and here are the entries, and here are the artists who put in their entries. Which one do you think first, second, third? And then example of rewards. Now you have to reward them. You get the winner will receive 3 t-shirts as a reward, and it'll be featured. It will be the featured t-shirt of the month. So you'll have the t-shirt of the month club, and will receive store credit. That means cyber store, not a brick and mortar store, on the first 100 t-shirts of 10% of sale price, or 20%, depending on your pricing range. This is only a suggestion. It'll depend on costing. Remember that. Their name will be on the website with the winning design. Everybody wants that recognition. Now, as I told you, I'm going to give you a live success story of a person who did this outside the Aboriginal world. And you can find your own niche and do the same in the Aboriginal world. I had a teacher once who used to tell me, fools learn from their own experience. The wise learn from others. Now, you may not agree with it, but it rang a bell in my heart. Say, let's see what other people did and how they became successful and how they failed. So, like when I had a teacher said, see what the poor people do, then don't do it.
That's very wise.
Yeah. Actually, it's my dad. He says, see what the poor people do and then don't do it. Okay. Okay. Here's a success story of the person. Not that we were rich. We just came back. We were building a life. And that's what it just happened. My father was struggling. He was a young lawyer. He was struggling at that time. But he became very successful later. But here's the success story of the person who did this outside the Aboriginal world. And I'm going to give you the example here. His name is Jack Nickel. This is how he looks. He's a young kid. Look at the T-shirt he's wearing. And he co-founded the T-shirt company with his partner Jacob DeHart and named it Threadless. You can go to Threadless's website. Their starting money was $1,000, seed money. They started in Chicago, and competition is fierce there compared to the competition in the Aboriginal world worldwide. You know, in the Aboriginal world with the Aboriginal art, there's not that much competition. It's a niche market. The Aboriginal world is your niche. You won't believe this. Now these guys are multi-millionaires. It is said they're worth more than $50 million, and they started with the T-shirt only. The same old contest method as I explained to you, you can use it too. They use the same contest method. When you go to their website, you will see how they run the contest, and you'll have more details of it. This is how they do it. They invite people to become members to compete. The members submit T-shirt designs online. The designs are put to a public vote. The winner receives the prize of cash and store credits. What's holding you back? Why don't you start your own? Your own Aboriginal worldwide contest. The world will become your customer online. Remember, out of the Aboriginal will buy. There's a young man in Fort Severn who is trying to sell T-shirts, and I met him in Timmins in the seminar that I had 4 days. He was so excited he couldn't stay in the room for long, and he came back and he said, this is what I want to do. I've been doing this. So there is the urge. His urge, his fire in his eyes I saw. The way we have shown you in the last few webinars, you can start next week. You've got the help. You don't need any equipments or machinery or inventory. And we will show you. We will start with a business plan. We'll start with and develop the website. We'll develop all that. You need initially a helping hand. I know. If you think you don't need it, that's okay. But when it's available to you, why not take it? To understand this, go visit and take a tour of their website. This will be recorded and will be put up, so you can always look up www.threadless.com. You can click there. So I'll tell you a story of a man who fell from the sky before we go today. And this story always appeals to me. This is an old story I was told by a teacher of mine. And in a land where people lived only on one night, and it's a long night, they're thrown from top of the sky, and they fall, and they fall down all throughout. They fall in the dark, and the dawn comes. They have to go back. They die. So this man was thrown, and he was struggling to find a branch which he can hold on. He was just trying to get something to hang on. He didn't want to fall right into thorns. He didn't know where he's going to fall into an abyss and land with a thud, or he'll fall in among lions and pigs and the messes of garbage. He didn't know where he was going to fall. And all of a sudden, he found a branch. He just grabbed onto a branch and he felt it. And he clung onto the branch. And he says, I'll stay out my life this dark one night, just hanging on here. Because I don't know what's under my feet. So in the dark he couldn't see it either. So dawn came, time to go back home. He was going to die. And he looked down 3 inches below his feet. He had beautiful soft grass, turf, the best meadow in the world. But it was too late. His arms were aching. His hands were stretched out all night, all his life. He hung on to life, stretched out. Why? It's hard to change. Change, we resist change. Life consists of change. We have to change with time. A body, the baby body changed to a boy body or a girl body, then to a woman body or a man body, then to a middle-aged person. Everything is changing. The trees are changing. The weather changes. We live in a world of constant change, and we still resist change. We have to let go and change with time and enjoy the fruits of change. And the fear of the unknown. And this man clung on. His arms were hanging from the branch. Uncomfortable life. The reason he didn't want to leave the branch because he didn't know what was under his feet. But he forgot. At dawn he has to go back. 2 things that shape our lives: resistance to change and search for security. We are secure. We were the most secure when we were babies. We didn't worry about food. We couldn't even feed ourselves. We couldn't clothe ourselves. We couldn't bathe ourselves. Yet today we are grown up. You're listening to the webinar. You're watching the webinar. So security is something that is in our mind. Resistance to change. We don't like change. We want all our todays to be like yesterday, no matter how tough yesterday was. Why do you want to go into business? That's the next question. To be free, to live easy and effortless and enjoyable life. What is stopping you? Your VOJ. This is actually right from Stanford University, one of the courses. It says that voice of judgment. Your voice of judgment was formed in your childhood. You were told what you cannot do, and you believed in it. What you can do, and constantly you shaped your world. Your voice of judgment. Every one of us has a voice of judgment that creates. No, I can't do that. I want to hang on to that branch till I die. That's secure. Even there's no logical explanation. Now go ahead. Dominate with your domain in cyberspace. You've got a domain name. Now why do you think it's called a domain name? That's your domain. You know, every time I register a domain name, I feel I'm going to dominate cyberspace with this domain name. That spirit of joy, of victory comes in. Don't be afraid. Fear stops us from doing many things. But this thing is life, your children, your grandchildren. See, today, in universities and colleges, in MBA programs like in Stanford University, they're using more soft skills in training than hard skills. The difference is soft skill is the empowerment, the motivation. Because knowledge, all the knowledge that you ever need is on your fingertips. You can go to all the search engines and search out everything that you want. But you have to develop that spirit of enterprise in you. That's the soft skill. The hardware is like the computer, and the software runs the computer. You can have the best computer in the world, but if you don't have the software, it's not possible. You can have all the knowledge of the business in the world, but if you don't have the software, the motivation, and the empowerment to do it, so you're not afraid, you can't just do it. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. This is not what you must do. Go home, or you are in home probably already listening to me. Get an idea for business and discuss it with the youth coordinator. But first write it down. Writing crystallizes thought. Always remember that. So write it down. What do I want to do? I got an idea. There are no harebrained ideas. Unless you write it down, evaluate it. Don't abort the idea before it is born. After you make the idea, you may laugh at it later. But get that idea. The word idea means I see. And put that, it's called back of business card, business idea. I heard of a venture capitalist. That means whenever you needed money and you wanted to borrow the money to start a venture enterprise, they're called venture capitalists. They provide you with the capital, they take a portion of the company. So when somebody went to this venture capitalist, he didn't want to waste his time or their time. So he used to tell them, okay, here's my business card. At the back of my business card, write down what is your business all about. If you can't write what you want, what business you want to be in, to start, and convince me with that back of the business card statement, then you are not worth talking to anymore. Because you haven't crystallized your ideas. You'll keep on rambling and you'll be telling all kinds of things. I don't have time for it. See, time is the most precious things in our life. If you lose money, you can always make it back again. But if you lose an hour of your life, you cannot get back an hour of your life with all the wealth in the world. So he said, don't waste my time. I will not waste yours. Write down at the back of the business card what business you have. That means write your mission statement and goals. Like TSC, for example, Tulsi Sen Consulting. Somebody tells us what we do. We say we are in the business of empowering and motivating individuals to build businesses and careers in today's world. Simple. See, when I'm flying on a plane and somebody is sitting next to me and asks me, what do you do? People don't know what you do. So I'm in the business of empowering and motivating individuals to build businesses and careers in today's world. Simple. And I know my customers want that. And I know, for example, my customers will pay me for that, my clients. And that goes not only to the Aboriginal world, that goes around the world. Whether you be in Hong Kong or you be in Americas or South America, it doesn't really matter. So you have to write down. You should be able to write down what you want right at the back of your business card. You have to have a clear idea of what you want to accomplish. And more than that, why? If you don't know why you want to do it, then you won't have the empowerment to do it with. That's the fuel of driving home your business. Why? I want to enjoy life. I want to give my children what I never had. I want to make my husband or wife, spouse or partner secure. I want to go and trip around the world. I want to feel free. I don't like to go to work. I just don't want to live the way I live now. And I want to live, I don't want to live the way I live now is not good enough. Then you have to say, how do I want to live? And that becomes a why. Then, after that, you need a business plan. And a business plan, the idea that you have to develop, is called an executive summary. That means you give it to the executives in one couple of paragraphs, like the business card plan. What is this business all about? So by reading that executive summary in a few paragraphs or one page, a person can figure out what is your business all about. You don't go in pages and pages of rambling. That's the financials, that's the marketing, that's the seasonal marketing and off-season marketing. All these things can be done later. Then you create a marketing plan. How are you going to get the customers who can pay you? How you're going to take the products, deliver to the customer, and then get paid for it. And then continue selling and expanding. How much money can you make? That's the financial. This is the components of a business plan. Then you have to convince the funders, what are the risks? How can the risk be handled? With every risk, you have to give a mitigating factors. How can I preempt? How can I lessen the risks? Every business has some form of risks. I don't know of any business that is risk-free. Then you have to give the business plan. Who are your competitors? What are they selling the products for? Can you be competitive with them? Then you have to give them the life cycle of the product. You have to say, okay, how long will this product last? Is this my business will depend on a product? Or do I have plans other than that product? When that product goes out of style, then what do I do? What is your future plans? Short and long term. Then finally, the bottom line. If you ran your business the way you said in the business plan, how much profit will you make or how much loss will you make? That will determine whether that business can be funded. Finally, it's up to you. Would you enjoy doing it for the rest of your life? Then, the most powerful thing of all, can you train others to do the same and take over your business? You see, any business to be saleable, must be transferable. That means you can sell. If you step out of the business, will this business still run? Can you train somebody to run the business for you? And you can go on an elongated vacation. Suppose you decide to become a monk and say, I'm not interested in business. You want to destroy the business? No, you give it to your son, give it to your grandson, or granddaughter, or to your daughter. It doesn't really matter. To your partner. Can they take over in a moment's notice? That's called absentee ownership. And even if you're absent, you can own the business, and the business will run on its own merit. Not on own merit, run by others. And that makes a business valuable, that makes the business saleable, and that is the business people want to invest in. Finally, before we end, I'm going to tell you, Thomas Huxley was an English biologist. It always gives me chills when I read this quotation. It is better for a man to go wrong in freedom than to go right in chains. You know, it is better for a man, or a woman in this case, to go wrong in freedom than to go right in chains. You can be right always, and you will be like the man hanging in that branch, arms aching, and all the time you had this 3 inches below, beautiful turf, beautiful meadow. But you'll say, what if there were deep abyss and a fall? So, well, the morning would come anyway, and I had to go back. Huh? It is better for a man to go wrong in freedom than to go right in chains. Good night. Thank you. And we shall be building businesses. Put your posts up there. Put your comments there. It's interactive. Go to yep11.com and go and become a master in this business. Go to Fast Track. Go to Scientific Advertising. Go to the blog. You've got all the resources in the world to start off with. And on top of that, you've got Google and MSN and Yahoo, all the search engines in the world. Go and get it. It is better for a man to go wrong in freedom than to go right in chains. Thomas H. Huxley, English biologist. Thank you and good night.
Good night, Doug.